Right, Google is absolutely crushing it. I have just created with one prompt, I'm talking literally one small sentence, a game where I can be a little spaceship and I can shoot and it keeps score, right? Oh, I'm not very good at this, right? So keeping score, right? And this was done with one prompt, right? Now we're looking, Google came out a little bit weak with Bard. No one was really into it. It wasn't doing a very good job, but they have absolutely come out swinging. I am in love with all of these different Google tools. They are positioning themselves to be an absolute power player and the go-to AI toolkit, right? This is just one of the many functionalities that you've got within it. They've just released this. This is their new canvas, right? So they've just released this, and you can then do the same thing that you can do in Claude. You can preview it. You can look at the code here. You can make those prompts, and you can see all of the details in here. This is the first time I'm messing around with this at the moment, first chance I've had, but it is amazing, and you can run through all of these prompts, right? And I'm very quickly going to go through in this video some of the functionality that Google has just been releasing one after the other. Amazing tools, trying to keep up with OpenAI and all of the other ones that are coming out, but these guys are dropping tool after tool after tool, right? So you've got Gemini Advanced, you've got 2.0 Flash, which is actually doing a pretty good job, thinking experimental as well, and then you've got Deep Research as well, which actually was recently updated and is competing quite heavily with all of the other deep research functionalities, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a deep research and I'm going to ask, right, explain in detail what MCP, model context protocol is. I'm going to give that a bracket, right? I'm going to hit enter, and this is going to do deep research, right? So it's going to find a lot of information. So in this video, I'm going to run you through some of the ways that you can, within just the Google ecosystem, like literally, I'm not going to leave the Google ecosystem. That's the cool thing here, right? So it's giving me the research plan. I'm going to start the research. This is going to take a minute, right? So while that's going off, searching the internet, doing its thing, coming up with the answers to the questions that I want, I'm going to show you how else we can enrich this information and make sure that we're learning as quickly as possible. This is just some of the ways that I'm using Google. I'm not leaving the Google ecosystem. I'm now going to come to YouTube. And I've tapped in what is MCP, and you've got integrating with AI agents. You've got all of this other stuff here. What is MCP, etc. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to click share. I'm going to copy that link, right? I'm going to come down. I'm going to do the same here. Click share, and I'm going to copy this link here as well. So I'm just going to copy that. This is one of the ways that I love using Google at the moment, right? So I'm going to click share, copy the link, right? So I've copied those 3 links. I'm going to come back to Gemini, right? So we've got the deep research that's going on here. So it's still doing my deep research. I'm going to keep an eye on that, keep going back and forth. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to open up a notebook, right? So Notebook LM is just amazing. They are dropping features one after the other here. And you can upload information directly from your Google Docs, from your Google Slides. You can chuck in a website and you can chuck in a YouTube link, or you can just copy text in, right? And this is what I'm about to do. I'm going to chuck in those YouTube links that I've just copied there, right? So I've done that. I'm going to add another source, YouTube link. Do the same thing. As you can see, I'm using my fly cut here to make life a lot easier for me. Absolute game changer, that one. So I'm going to insert that link there as well, and I'm going to add another source. I'm going to do it again, right? So we've got YouTube, we're going in here, we're adding another source, right? Happy days. So we've got those 3 in there, and then I'm going to come back to Gemini. Are we done with deep research? No, we are absolutely not. It is going in deep with this research, as the name would suggest, right? So still going in there. So what I'm going to do, because got a few other things I want to talk about, I'm just going to pause this, and we're going to come back once that deep research is done. Back for a little clip, and I'm just going to play the game while we're waiting. I actually didn't know I can move forwards and backwards as well. So look, there you go. Isn't that weird? Look at that. Right, so I'm going to go right up to him. All right, we're playing a bit of this. We're going to see when that deep research is done. Loads of other really cool things that you can do on this, by the way, right? So I can play all of these games, do all of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and die. See, look, final score, keeping score, absolutely brilliant, right? So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to hide this. I'm going to show you, scroll to the bottom, I can share this, right? I can actually draft it straight to an email, or I can export it straight to Docs. That's one of the things that I love about this, right, is I can export it straight into my documents. It's connected to Google. All of my internal, we bleed Google, right? We Google through and through. So absolutely loving this new update. I was just so excited when I saw it that I was like, no, got to put something out, got to share this because it is amazing. So that deep research is still going. I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and while I'm paused, I'm going to be playing this game. Right, so we're back, and you can see that the deep research is here. It's done that deep research. It's got quite a lot of information. But you know what I find with all these deep research tools is that is a lot of information. And for me, there's so much information. I make things shorter every single time. Every single article that I get, to be honest, I chuck it through an AI. I get the cliff notes, and then I decide if I'm going to read it. Every single YouTube video that I see, there are hour-long YouTube videos that I want to watch. I chuck it through an AI. I need to know what's in that video. I need to know quickly, is that going to be worth me doing? And the same thing goes for this. I'm going to export it straight to documents, right? So then that's going boop, out into my documents. We're going to give that a second or two just while that loads. Right, MCP explained, purpose and function. Hopefully I'm going to come back into the screen, and there I am, right? So I'm back in the screen now. I've got this really big research document, and it's really good. It's got all the sources, got all the information. Look, I want to make it clear as well that you do need to double check some of these facts. It's always worth doing. So when you're going to take these steps and you're going to do all of this stuff that I'm about to show you, make sure that you double check these facts, right? Now, you may need to listen to me on 0.5 speed. I mention quite regularly that I do talk on 2 times speed. I try to slow things down for the video, but hopefully you're catching what I'm saying here. But this is amazing. So I've got this deep research here, and now I'm going to go back to my Notebook LM. I'm going to add a source. I'm going to go straight to Google Drive. My Google Drive is going to come up, and it's going to come up, hopefully, MCP Explained is the first one that comes up. Boom. So now I've added 3 YouTube videos and the document that I've got. I'm going to generate the conversation. So this is going to generate a podcast for me. I'm going to generate a study guide, a timeline, brief document, FAQ, the lot. And they're releasing a mind map feature. So that's recently come out. Unfortunately, I don't have access to it at the moment, which is a bit of a bummer, but I'm looking forward to when I do. So now what I've done is I have shortcut my learning, right? Rather than having to go through and read all of these different documents, which I will do anyway. This means that I can put all of that information into a Notebook LM, and I can say, give me a simple explanation of MCP. I can't spell, apparently. Do you know what? I'm going to right click it. It will know, but I'm going to do that. So I'm looking for a simple explanation of MCP. It's got all of those documents. It's going to reference those documents, and it's going to tell me nice and simple. And I'm going, okay, great. Make it more simple, use an analogy. So we're going to try and get it to explain it to me using simple terms, right? Right then, think of it like this. Imagine you have a bunch of different electronic gadgets, and look at that. Like, I love it, right? So now I can have a conversation with this document, and this is loading here. So this is actually going to be the podcast conversation. I'm going to go ahead and pause again because I want to show you this as well. And we are back, right? And this is what's happened. It has podcast. Right? 2 people talking. If you haven't played around with this, it is really, really cool. Worth a go. Now, here's a really fun part. Interactive. I'm going to go ahead and click allow. Let that load up. They're talking. I want to get involved. Hey there. I'm really interested to know a bit more about MCP. Can you give me a really simple explanation of what it is? I love an analogy. Could you use an analogy as well, please?
So right here, there was a bit of an issue with my mic and you can't hear what it's saying. But what I can tell you is that it is talking back to me and I was able to jump into the conversation.
How cool is that, right? So I've just got a whole whirlwind of information, a whole whirlwind of data. Any which way that you learn, whether you read, you watch videos, any way that you learn, now you've also got the opportunity to talk back and forth with specific data so you can give it the sources that you want. Like, how amazing is that, right? How much fun is that to be able to do that? And I haven't left the Google ecosystem. I'm still there, right? And this is just a few of the features that they've got, right? I'm going to jump into AI Studio. This is free. This is the other thing about it. Like, these tools are free to use. Anyone can use these tools. Like, how amazing. They've just given access to everybody. And Google AI Studio has got some amazing functionality that you need to try out. I'm going to touch on a couple of things here. So I'm in here, standard prompt, Google Gemini Flash, right? So you've got all of these different functionalities here. You've got 2.0 Flash, image generation, which is a lot of fun. I'm going to be jumping into this in just a sec. Gemini 2.0 experimental Flash sync in, and you've got all of the other ones as well. Learn LM, right? So again, I've not tested that out. I need to figure out a bit more about what these things do. But look, all of the models that are in there, you can test them out if that's what you want to do. But you've got free access and usage of these models, right? So if you're looking to use these tools without having to pay all of the fees, there are so many of them, this is a great place to come. And then you've got stream real time. This is brilliant, right? So what you can do with this, and this is the next one that I'm going to show, right? So let's have a little look. So I'm going to share my screen. Right, so I'm going to come back here. I'm going to share my screen with Gemini, right? Google, I need you to help me understand Notebook LM that's on my screen. Just walk me through the features that are available.
Another issue with my microphone. Apologies, I might re-record this video if anybody requests me to do it.
Do you know, I think that will do. Thank you so much, Google. Right, so what you just saw is I shared my screen with Google, went to Notebook LM, started asking questions about the screen. There's so much options for something like that because it can walk you through things that you get stuck on. It is an amazing tool, right? Another one of the, I've not left Google's ecosystem. I'm literally using only Google tools, right? Only things that are Google. in this current moment, right? And there are other functionalities as well. You know, there's a lot more detail that you can go into. But if we're looking at the top level view, if we're looking at using these tools for cool functionality, for fun things day to day, you know, you've also got image generation. So if I run back to Gemini, prior to sort of getting stuck into this, I'm just going to go back to Gemini 2.0 Flash. Right, let's see if it goes ahead. There you go, just a second. Perfect. Okay, let's retry that, shall we? I want you to create me an image. There we go. We're going to go with this. Create an image, sunny day on a beach, right? So it's now going to create me an image using Gemini. Gemini's imaging is not too bad. Like, you know, in terms of image models, you know, there are other ones to use, but if you're staying with an ecosystem of Google, it's still going to be generating some pretty good images for you. Here's the image, right? Wicked. So there you go. Easy peasy, right? So anything that you can think of, you can do now, right? So I'm just going to come out of this, right? If I can, there we go. For whatever reason, we're going to click out of that. All right, so now I've got images there. But I'll tell you what's really cool. So I can download this image as an example, right? Eventually. There we go, images downloaded. And I'm just going to come over here. We got image generation experimental. And here's the really cool thing is I can jump in here. I can add my image. I can upload it from the files. So I'm going to go to downloads. And I'm going to get my new image of a beach. And I'm going to say, add a monkey into this picture. Let's see how it does, right? I don't know how this is going to go, but let's have a look. Way, I mean, it's it's done it. It's done what I've asked. But look how cool that is, right? So it's done what I've asked. It's chucked a giant monkey into there. Happy days, right? I can give it a bit more detail. But I tell you what, let's have a bit of fun with this. I've got my Google Drive. And now, let's chuck a picture of me in there, shall we? Dreams coming true now. You ready? Watch this. Give this man long locks. Why not, hey? Let's imagine it. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Look at me with luscious locks. Go on. This is what I'm saying. This is how much fun is this? You can do all these amazing things. Google is becoming the toolkit, the go-to place. I've not needed to leave and I've done all of those amazing things. I can do a deep dive into exactly how to use these different tools, but let's just go back in this space of this time. Here we go. I've even upgraded this. Let's have a little look. Let's see if it works. So I've just upgraded this. It's not working. It's not working, right? So you've got more medium hard. Well, that's not working, unfortunately. So I'm going to need to re-prompt that and just say it's not working. I'm just going to say it's not working. Right? And that's just as an example. That's all you need to do. And then generally it will go and speak. But in this time, we've created an app. And I've done that with one prompt, right? And it worked. So this was a little shooting game, which was great fun. We've created images. We've done deep research on MCP. We've added that and a bunch of videos to Notebook LM to be able to do additional fast research, find answers to our questions really, really quickly, right? And then we've edited images as well directly within Gemini, and we've shared our screen to figure things out. So if I got stuck at any point, I could have shared my screen with Gemini and it would have helped me out. Gemini, Google, absolutely amazing. You just can't make up how incredible it is, what they're doing. I love it. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope that you get this valuable. I hope that you've learned something new, and I hope that you'll go away and try these tools out and have as much fun as I do. Just let me know if you want any more detail on any of these things, and if you liked it, give me a comment below, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.